Hello, welcome back to the ESL Pro League North America Division. It's CLG and Cloud9 at the moment. Was 22 and 18 in the first map. Double overtime goes the way of done it again. C9.
It is difficult. It is difficult. Well, I will concede that point because I've also made the same mistake multiple times on the stream. So
yeah,
but it really was a close match.
It definitely was.
Cloud9 were able. I might just say the full name. Cloud9 were able to take the victory because I can't say Cloud Logic Gaming.
No, surely not.
Or Counter 9. That doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't roll off the tongue like that. But yeah, I think it was really off the back of Stewie really getting that clutch, the 1v2 on the B bomb site where he was able to sort of creep around by headshot and just surprise CLG there. So in the end, I think that was the straw that broke the camel's back really for CLG because they should have won that round and then potentially they could have been able to take it through to another third overtime or something like that. But having a look at how things have gone around the globe for us, even though it is just NA Pro League. NRG over on the mainstream, able to get 16-10 over Luminosity. At the moment, also having a good time. 8-1 up on Cobblestone, so that map's about halfway through. I think it may be even a little bit more of the way through currently than it is on the scoreboard there. But for us, we're heading on to Mirage, CLG, and Cloud9. The last map of the day. And it could prove to be a pretty good one because both of these teams will be fairly comfortable on Mirage.
Especially on a map where you would argue that the playstyle is very similar towards Cache. Heavy mid emphasis that is required from both sides, where you'll see a lot of utility used early on during even the mid game just to gain control. A lot of ways to contest it as well, and ultimately, well, looking towards just the A side execute. B side's not tested as much on Mirage.
True.
Wasn't tested as much on Cache either. It was mainly emphasis on mid and A for both teams, and I think they'll continue. That'll be the common trend coming on towards Cache.
I would think that this map is going to be a little bit more AWP-centric, though, than what Cache was, even though we did see the double AWP coming out at times from both teams, particularly on the CT side. For me, on Mirage, you can get a lot more done with the AWP, and I think Skadoodle, of all the AWPers that were playing, was probably the pick of the bunch. So I think that may be a little bit of a tick in the book of Cloud9.
Yeah, and Kusa does need to step up his game. He is the primary AWPer for CLG, so needs to lift it. Because the double AWP setup, it requires so much resource investment where if CLG go on the CT side and they can't justify the double AWP purchase, then it's kind of going, all right, we just wasted nearly 10,000.
Yeah.
10K, that can buy 3 M4s.
It's a lot of money.
Which can bring a lot more firepower if it's working for you. We've seen that Ricky is very, very much a capable rifler. We saw so many times on Cache that he was able to bring out the rifle and the SMG to full effect. And if you can do that with an M4, do you really need the AWP? If the AWP's not working out, I would like to see both teams, or just for CLG right now, because the AWP seems to be working quite well for Cloud9. For the team that the AWP isn't working out for them to default back to the rifle. No shame in going back and going, look, I'm just not feeling the AWP today. Let's go for the 5 rifle setup, because the rifle, when you're on, can have such a large impact compared to the AWP.
I mean, in saying that, we did see some pretty decent plays coming out from both Kuster and Ricky with the AWP. I don't think, again, as I said, they weren't quite as impactful or maybe quite as consistent as Skadoodle, because they certainly did have their impactful rounds. But for me, it was more the riflers for CLG that were doing the heavy lifting. They were getting the rotations, coming around the back, getting the flanks going on. FNS, I think, had 2 or 3 times where he got around through A main, completely shut down the A take from Cloud9. And I think that's going to be key for them as well. But it's a little bit harder, I feel, to be doing those kind of flanks all the way back around here on Mirage as opposed to Cache, because the map's just a little bit longer and harder to get into those positions. And it's going to take them longer to get around behind as well.
Oh, it's going to boil down to the pistol rounds. I mean, every single pistol round is so important for either team. Well, I think it went pretty equal in terms of CLG as well as Cloud9. So pistols going traded tit for tat. But for CLG, I think the only real improvement they need to make is on the anti-ecos. And that was on the back of some great shooting from Cloud9. And you can see that as soon as Cloud9 did take the Deagle,
it is hard to fault them,
it is hard to fault. At the same time, they did much better on the successive anti-ecos where they're able to take them a lot better. So I think just dropping 1, that's okay. It was some good shooting coming out from Cloud9. It wasn't them just going, oh, let's just go on 1 by 1 against pistols. Let's just completely hash a spray. It was just more Skadoodle going, oh,
bang,
I'll
bang,
find
bang.
3 heads.
Yeah, exactly. And I think you can give kudos to Skadoodle for that as opposed to ragging on CLG all that much. But admittedly, if they had been able to win that 1 the anti-eco round, maybe they would have got a few more rounds in their first half. Maybe that could have translated into something, and maybe they could have closed it out in regular time in their own, but they ended up losing it to Cloud9. So it's just those little plays that we maybe expect from Cloud9 that we don't necessarily expect as much from CLG. Admittedly, CLG have done a very, very good job there. It was so close. For a moment there, it was just tit for tat. Like, it was going straight 1 for 1, 2 for 2, 3 for 3. You know, every time you'd see a round come out, you'd see another couple or 1 or 2 rounds go the way of the other team. So it is really hard to say who's going to come out here on Mirage with the victory. I'm leaning on T9 again. We thought coming into this they were going to be the stronger side. We thought they might just have that little bit of extra oomph that they need over CLG, which is what they had there on Cache, and I think it's going to be fairly similar here on Mirage. But again, if we see, I don't know, maybe let's say CT side comes out here for CLG, they start off very well, they get off to like 5-0, 6-0, something like that, then maybe that is enough to carry them through to a victory. So hard to call, given the fact that the two teams are so closely matched.
This all depends on both Kusta as well as Ricky if they do decide to pick up the AWP on the CT side to step up. Whereas on the side of Cloud9, it's been consistent throughout. All of them had their brilliant rounds. But for CLG to take the victory, they've got to step up even harder. Where you saw Cutler, he played well. Ethan, huge rifle rounds. Whereas it was kind of like, okay, Kusta had maybe 1 good round, 2 good rounds. It wasn't really anything to kind of write in the history books of Counter-Strike. Whereas in Cloud9, you could say nothing. Big 1-on-2 or the 1 for 2 trade on that B-side checkers, opening things up for Shroud afterwards. CLG will start on the CT side, and Cloud9 will have to dictate the tempo very early on. If they can take the pistol, it'll be a great start.
Immediate thing that you notice here when you look at Cloud9's buy is that they've gone for 2 utility players. They've got 3 smokes. They've also got, they've got 2 smokes. They've also got 3 decoys, which is a little bit interesting, I suppose. We'll see how that works out for them. But the 2 smokes basically makes you think, yeah, this is going to be some sort of an execute out onto the A-bomb site. Though, not worked out too nicely. Ethan and Ricky opening up the frags on map number 2, finding 2 headshots each. Kusta as well getting 1. So, Cloud9, whatever their strategy here was, it clearly has not worked.
Yeah, CLG coming back with fire. A lot of the time, you'd say that a team, after losing double overtime, would feel a little demoralized. But CLG, instantly striking back with some clean pistol plays. Didn't even play aggressively. Even saw Ricky in the situation. They got the kills. And at a time, a CT would be very tempted to push in and try to add towards the stats. He fell back with his teammate.
Yep.
And that, to me, is just... CLG is just going, all right, let's just wipe Cache. We had a really good game. We were very close to taking a victory. Let's now bring it towards Cloud9 on Mirage.
Yeah, well, you got to remember, they did win that pistol round on Cache, and Cloud9 instantly responded with a round of their own. So maybe the circumstances are a little different. The sides are swapped. There's no AWP on Stewie this time. But Cloud9 have decided they want to invest into this round, and I don't mind that on the T side. Tech 9 armor, definitely a usable strategy. And Cloud9, they have to make... Oh, sorry, CLG, they have to make sure that they do not get overrun.
And the issue is, with this head armor, only Shroud with no head armor, it doesn't even look like they're prioritizing the AWP. So Skadoodle's actually invested alongside with them. Nothing only has a Glock, and well, he can pick up one of the pistols once his teammates die. It looks like he opted for more utility, but they are going to be barreling down short as well as B-Apps, and might be able to actually breach into short as well, but Cutler does manage to come across and stop the bleeding coming forward. Ricky as well, able to take one down on towards automatic, and now FNS going to be pressured out, but he does get the first ding towards nothing, and Shroud coming forward to the P250, looking for the kill. Clean round from CLG, taking a lot of damage, but keeping all their members alive.
Yep.
That's going to be good because it builds up the bank for future rounds, and they can punish Cloud9 now in the first 3.
Yep, all the kills going on to SMGs as well. I mean, obviously 4 of the guns were for SMGs, but still, they get the money across as much as they can. And this round here, it is going to be pretty much... One would expect a full eco. Yeah, it is a full eco coming out from Cloud9. So another chance for CLG just to really improve upon that economic situation that they have started to build up right now. And even then, if they get all these guns through to the next round, which they very much should or could, then they can take that extra bonus round as well and see what they can do there in round number 4. So plenty of good things ahead here for CLG if everything goes to plan.
Absolutely. Looking to build up bank on those UMPs as Cloud9 just with Glocks.
Yeah, I mean, what are you going to do
Only
with Glocks?
Glocks.
They've got a flashbang.
And Glocks.
Glocks?
Glocks.
Glocks? Glocks.
Glocks. Glock?
Oh, God, we're going a bit crazy, I think.
It's the heat. The matches,
It's not
it
even
really
hot.
heated up, and it is pretty warm today compared to yesterday. Yesterday was freezing over here in Australia.
Yeah.
It was pretty cold.
It was cold yesterday. Yeah, but it's not hot today.
And we haven't stepped outside yet.
That's true.
I think it has warmed
We've
up.
been locked in the studio. They've said, you must cast these games, or you don't get dinner tonight. Maybe I don't get dinner tonight if this game continues to go that long, because I need to then go home and make dinner.
That would have to go on for the next 3 hours, mind you.
Yeah.
I don't think this game will go on for the next 3 hours. Maybe it's still close and may go on for the next couple of, maybe an hour at most, where we saw that Cloud9 are now trying to make the move forward on towards the A site, but Ricky does torch Skadoodle alive. Rest of the members trying to fake towards the B site, but FNS as well as Cutler able to just hold off, and they take early Molotov damage, which means that Shroud will collapse under FNS's spray. And Ethan, just anchoring towards the A site.
Great round from CLG. They'll take all these guns through the next. I'd be surprised if they even upgrade them. They're going to go for an AWP. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. But take the 3 UMPs, take the bonus round, and really have a good shot at just ballooning out this CT economy. If they win this round, even if they lose those 3 guns, as long as they can take the M4 and the AWP through, it will be essentially what they would have wanted. So Cloud9 have a lot of work to do right now. At the moment, they're only 3-0 down, but it can quickly turn into something more.
And Flash is coming through. Kusta just holding his fire. Will make the first shot, but he's been spotted out towards the right side of the window. That's unfortunate, though. Stewie will take a friendly dink, and he's going to be down to 64. Good flashes coming out from Cutler to allow Kusta to escape towards jungle. So good teamwork coming out from CLG. Good communication as Kusta. They're not going to expect the line that Kusta's playing.
Not really, but the smoke does come across. So CLG won't be able to make use of that. There is a bit of a crossfire there between Kusta and Cutler. As of yet, though, Cloud9 have not pushed anything too aggressively. They still have control of mid. They've got 1 in connector. Shroud just peeking in, trying to see if he can see anyone on stairs, but there's no one there. Now Stewie having a look into short. So slowly but surely, Cloud9 are gathering information across the map, but not yet committing to either side.
Yeah, FNS may be in a little bit of danger if he is spotted out early on, but Shroud, really the key pin in all of Cloud9's plans to shut down this A site rotation by himself. CLG do not check CD connector. It can spell disaster, and Stewie just biding and waiting his time, cracks open the B site alongside with automatic, but Ethan and Kusta instantly answer and now bring it back towards a 3-on-3. So as soon as you feel like Cloud9 gain an advantage, it's instantly traded back by CLG, and now they're looking to try to get the defuse.
Plenty of time to work with for Cloud9. They've got 3 Molotovs as well. Sorry, CLG, done it again. Plenty of time for CLG to work with. They've got 3 Molotovs, though now one of them has disappeared. Ethan going down to Skadoodle. It's 3 versus 2. Kusta and Ricky, I think the rotation took a little bit too long there for CLG. And now maybe they've kind of timed themselves out of this round. I think they're aware of that as well. Deciding just to back off. And that's fair enough. Take those guns through to the next round. They do take 2 through, which I said was going to be the good situation, but that was on the basis that they were going to win the round. Still not too bad. They will be able to rebuy, and it's going to actually probably be a bit of a better buy next round than what it was last round. So they're going to get full M4s here, maybe even double AWP if they want to, but that's not going to be the case. And full utilities as well. So a really good buy for CLG. Obviously, it's a bit of a gamble to take that many UMPs through to a round, and obviously it's been not so effective, Cloud9 getting the win, but still, plenty of opportunities now for Cloud9 to, or for CLG just to come back into this. If they win this, reset the economy, then Cloud9's in a troublesome spot.
That really boiled down towards CLG just relinquishing mid control. They went, all right, we don't really have the ability to contest it, so we're going to use our UMPs and fall back, where I would like to see Cutler, dance around ladder room. It is notoriously hard to flush a counter terrace out as the A site execute commences for Cloud9. Smokes coming out, as well as counter incendiary grenades. Ricky will be pushing through, though. He'll be able to dart his way back on towards triple, and Cloud9 none the wiser. A lot of members on CLG on the A-bomb site. Oh, Ricky's been spotted out. He's going to be taken down quite low, but a Molotov will toast Stewie just for a little bit of damage. Ethan, on the wrong side of CT, will be punished for trying to play too aggressively. And Kusta dancing at the edge of the barbecue. Still able to get a kill alongside with Cutler, and Kusta has heard the bomb plant. He tries to go for the wall bang, but he misses Shroud the first time and will miss the second time. Misses the third time. Fourth time, still unlucky. Maybe he'll go for the fifth time, but he won't.
In saying that, though, the bomb does go down for Cloud9, and now the retake must come across for CLG. FNS gets an easy kill onto Shroud.
Kusta does manage to get the wallbang eventually, so...
Oh, good shot from Cutler. And Kusta to get those retake kills, and CLG will be getting the round, resetting the economy of Cloud9. Is Cloud9 going to be out? Is it going to be enough to afford a buy?
They might force in this round. I think they'll probably have about 3k on their lower players, 5k on the richer players, because they did lose 3 rifles in their first buy round where they took the victory.
I think it might just be an eco here.
Yeah, maybe just pistols and body armor on the richer players, which would have been Stewie and Skadoodle, I think.
Let's find out. No body armor.
No armor. Just 4 Deagles and the single Glock.
Well, we know how effective Cloud9, or particularly Skadoodle, has been with that deagle on Keish. Stewie had some good shots as well, I think. So maybe not time to count Cloud9 out just yet, but CLG off to a decent start. Would like to see them really just shut out this eco round.
Nothing, trying to push through it very early on. FNS, not sure why he keeps trying to unsilence his M4 after a kill, but Skadoodle just maneuvering at the edge of the smoke, looking to find that Desert Eagle, because he only has a Glock after all, but decides it's not worth the venture. The endeavor is just a little bit too difficult, and he's going to back off. Ricky looking to contain CD connector pressure from Cloud9, but Stewie, sorry, is going to try and challenge. Won't be able to do so this time round, and there should be another round in the favor of CLG. 5-1 lead after this.
It's good.
No, as soon as I say that, automatic, we'll get the 1 dig, and FNS pushing forward, gets one more. And Shroud does come across, but he's already on 20 HP, so it's still a very easy round for CLG, in my opinion.
All right, well, there's the bomb dropped for Shroud. Automatic does go down to FNS. That's that. Wrapped up round number 6. CLG with 4 rounds in the lead. But Cloud9 should get a buy through here and see where they can start making some inroads. Whether or not they will be able to start making some inroads, because CLG has so far looked pretty comfortable actually on that CT side. Can't really fault them at this point. Their economy, it's not amazing, but it is starting to build up, and here comes the double AWP as well for CLG. Ricky picking up the secondary AWP as we would expect. And this may start to cause some issues for C9. Ethan with a push down mid as well. Not something that Automatic would have expected there.
Skadoodle almost caught out as well, which is very dangerous, but CLG do back off in time. So CLG is now dictating the momentum on how Cloud9 are playing, and as a result, Cloud9 have no other choice but to kind of play a little bit more passively, and the CLG just push in for more information. They get posted up with the AWP in favorable positions, like where Ricky is right now in B-apps. It's going to be very difficult for Cloud9 to try to find the angle. For CLG, they've also taken down Stewie towards Palace as well, so they don't have to worry about the threat towards Palace. They can now just allow Cloud9 to come towards them and just take the one-on-one aim deals. They've got the numbers, they've got the advantage.
Yep.
And they should be able to let this roll forward towards a victory.
Just need to keep trading it out for the rest of this half, and then CLG are going to be in another good position. Cloud9, I suppose they really want to get bombs down here, bare minimum, so that they can continue to buy throughout pretty much every round, but that's maybe not going to be the easiest of tasks, going up 3 versus 5. Ricky, nice shot from him to start off. I mean, nothing particularly amazing, but still, getting the shot across is always a good sign, and there goes the second one as well. So basically standard fare for CLG.
Clean round,
but a clean round, exactly, and that's the important thing. So now things are going to be looking a bit worrisome for Cloud9. I think that may be why we're hearing the attack pause music.
Oh, do you think we'll see that sick, smooth drum roll again? As we are going to see Cloud9 just debate what they want to do, because CLG are in danger now of coming forward towards a 6-1 lead. Now, even a 7-1. Waiting for the smooths, though.
Yeah, the boys.
It's a little bit off sync that time.
Oh, come on.
Had to be critical.
Can't be that easy. All right, well, thinking about what Cloud9 can do in this round.
Easy or non-easy.
It's not going to be much, really. Like, Glocks is what they've got right now. They haven't invested a purchase just yet, but they don't have anything really to buy with, right? They've got 2.5k on the guys with the most money, so it has to be just pistols. Like,
and even they can't even force up body armor after the round that they picked up, I believe, in the 4th or 5th round, where they did manage to win one. Actually, 4 rounds of loss bonus now coming forward. 3 rounds at most. It's still not enough.
And the money is building up so heavily at the moment for CLG right now.
10k on Kusta, and that's with a double op setup. 10k.
Yeah.
Ricky's the poorest on 4k, and even then, that's not
enough
much.
for another buy.
Exactly.
And like, there's 2 guys there with 7 or 8k. I mean, CLG are in a good spot right now, and they should be even in a better spot after this round, assuming they don't lose too much to just what is going to be the pistol buys from C9. So, I mean, CLG have come out here on Mirage, and they've really started off well.
Absolutely is. Well, Shroud's just going to take more damage from the grenade. FNS doing well just to anchor the B site, as the rest of CLG going to just scatter across. They'll be more than comfortable to take the aim deals. They just don't want to give away opportunities needlessly. So you can see them still burning through the utility, going through the motions of holding off potential pushes. But Stewie's already made his way fast C to connect, and this could potentially be an issue for Kusta if he's surrounded and isolated.
Could be. At the moment, though, he's looking okay. CLG haven't really pushed anything too much. Kusa's backed out. Oh, he needs to be careful going in here.
Oh, Stewie, beautiful timing. And this can actually open up both sides now. It's changed. And CLG don't respect the fact that Stewie will just push by himself up towards CD Connector. And now Shroud, inspired by Stewie, pushes through the edge of the smoke and wants to find the headshot on the B side.
Oh, he just spotted the tip of a head there. I think it's FNS, but FNS also spotting out Shroud. So Shroud's not in an easy position here. He will go down. So what was looking like potentially a bit of a dangerous situation for CLG is now starting to stabilize, but in saying that, Stewie has got the AWP, and if he can make something happen, FNS spots him out. FNS, he's actually going to be able to take down Stewie. I'm not sure what Stewie was looking at there, but certainly wasn't FNS. In the end, nothing picks up the AWP and does take down FNS for the trade. But overall, 2 versus 2. Skadoodle should have got a gun here, and he will. But are they going to get the bomb down in time? Ethan will have spotted that, and if Ricky can deny the plant, which he won't, could have been good for CLG. Now a difficult task. Not a difficult task, but it's harder than it needed to be for these 2 remaining CLG players.
But Skadoodle has spotted out Ethan as well, and Ethan now trying to place pressure on nothing. It's not going to work out as the Molotov goes not in the favor as, well, Skadoodle is taken down, and now it's Ethan on a one-on-one with nothing, and he gets the headshot. That was a very dangerous round for CLG, losing a lot of weapons where they shouldn't have.
Yeah, that could have been the loss again on an anti-eco for them, like what we saw on Keish.
Just let the ball drop a little bit with leaving CD Connector open.
Yeah, not the case here though. They at least able to get that round. I guess Ricky clutched out a 1v2 in a anti-eco as well. So I think CLG, they just need to brush up on those anti-ecos here a little bit. In saying that, a win's a win. Admittedly, it's going to cost them to rebuy, but they do have the money to play with. Would have loved to have increased the money that they had out of that round though, but it is going to be depleting just a bit. Double AWP reinvested by CLG. Cloud9 with a buy this time.
Yeah, so Skadoodle with the AWP and the SG back in the hands of Shroud. Looking to solo-handedly break the meta of CS as looks like Cutler is going to be... I was going to say was about to be boosted, but either that was a pretend fake for a boosting or that was actually a fail fake, where they actually tried boosting and Cutler just completely just botched it on the jump.
Looks well, like. I couldn't tell you.
I think he botched it. But... doesn't lead to a death, which is perfectly fine for CLG. They're going to be happy with just escaping alive and just forcing Cloud9 to use more utility to try to gain control. Are going to be devoting more numbers towards CD Connector and Jungle. They don't want anyone to just slip onto the site unchecked. As you see, Shroud's actually made his way to the CD Connector, and FNS now under a lot of pressure. A wall of Cloud9 members behind that smoke.
He hears them though, he's heard that. That's a lot of information now for CLG. They'll rotate, not really rotate, but they'll have a look accordingly to that information. So just every little piece helps here for CLG.
Yeah, there is the AK going to be challenging Kustar, and FNS is going to fall immediately. Kustar, good flick, but Skadoodle's also found one towards Cutler, and this B site has been lost. This should be Cloud9's round.
Yeah.
Cloud9's return as CLG
should save this. Yeah. They're all the way over on the A-bomb site. You have to rotate over to A, you'll have to deal with automatic, and their economy, of course, it's decent, but like it's not amazing right now, and oh, there goes Ricky, so there goes an AWP.
Ethan looking to try to recover the AWP, but he's got a lot of work to do because automatic is hard on the hunt, and automatic successful on the hunt. 2 kills. This forces CLG potentially into a... I was going to say, after they lost 4 rifles in the round where Cloud9 nearly won the force buy, would have thought they maybe weren't allowed to purchase up once again, but they do manage to get all weapons back in. But their bank account's going to be drained to the empty.
Yep.
For Cloud9, taking 4 rifles, very, very critical because it means that they can stack up their attack once again.
Really need to see a solid round coming out from CLG here if they're going to stabilize this first half back in their favor. Although Kusta maybe just a little bit lucky by that smoke actually for Cloud9. Might have saved his life just there. Automatic trying to push around onto short. He'll get cleaned up by Kusta. Look at this CT setup from Counterlogic Gaming. It's just complete control over mid, really. That's what they've got. They've got 2 on short and 3 in connector. They're not watching anything else. And CLG's kind of just walked into it. But Shroud makes it work through the smoke. In the end, he does get traded out by FNS, and Kusta, the timing to take down Skadoodle there. 1 versus 3 now for nothing, and that push has not worked at all for Cloud9.
Yeah, what I've noticed over CLG, how they play the CT side, is that they are more than willing to stack 5 members towards a position and go, that's all right, we'll try to control this area now, and then even if they attack somewhere else, we'll play the retake afterwards.
Yeah.
Nothing though, still in a real chance of doing further damage to the CLG economy. He's going to be crawling up. I think he may have been spotted out, and one of his teammates with 16/9 will call it out. You see the flashbangs coming forward, but nothing, just dodging them with ease as Ricky just trying to dance up and try to find, or just make sure nothing has not crossed onto the side as well.
Does have the bomb, so if he can maybe take a kill here, he could plant. Or Kusta gets dropped low. This Molotov will maybe kill Kusta. Not quite. Yeah, that Molotov, the CT Molotov, very, very good. Forces nothing out. He does grab FNS. I was going to say he does grab someone else, but I actually said FNS, and he did in the end grab FNS's kill. That was a little bit perplexing.
He wanted to get the AWP, but forgot that Molotovs do hurt quite a bit if you stand in them.
Really?
Yeah.
Fire? Fire bad?
Fire bad. And FNS was already very low. I don't think he knew that he was on 40 and went, oh, it's too late. He's already committed. Oh. And Stewie...
timing.
Didn't click. He's got to press mouse 1 when he's got those opportunities. In his mind, he already got the kill.
What if it was bound to something else that's not mouse 1? Then he doesn't have to click mouse 1.
What would you press then? Mouse 2? Mouse 1 to scope in, mouse 2 to fire?
That'd be a bit weird.
You're the one who phrased the question, man.
Well, I'm a mouse 1 player. But
I think most people are mouse 1
I'm
players.
sure there might be one person in the world that doesn't use mouse 1 as their fire button.
The steering wheels, like the acceleration pedal.
Yeah.
You aim with the steering wheel.
Yeah,
I'm really sure there's a couple of modified where I'd say for the majority of the defaulters, nothing shows it. It's going to be mouse 1. He's going to mouse 1 his way towards a clean headshot on FNS. FNS really the good performer so far for CLG. He's been putting up the numbers, and now Ethan coming back to the city connector. Nearly finds automatic. That would have been a big pick through the edge of the smoke, but Cloud9 still have control over mid. Kusta pushing towards A. If he finds the correct timing.
He may pay for his life, though, and he will. Stewie grabs him. So it's information, at least for CLG. There's a push coming out in apartments as well from Cutler, as Ricky does find one in mid, but I thought he was going to get traded out by Shroud. He doesn't, though. 2 kills for Ricky. That equalizes things. And now we'll have to rely maybe on Ethan here. Ricky is having a look into connector. This is going to be interesting for CLG because they're coming in. They're sort of pincering in from all 3 angles. Cloud9 don't really have anywhere to go, and I don't know if they know that Cutler is pushing around the back. So maybe if they filter back out to Tetris or into...
Nothing knows.
Oh, nothing knows. He was watching. He was watching.
Oh, good dink from Ethan on towards the AWP and Stewie. And
they'd love a grenade right now.
Ricky's just trying to find the angle. Ethan can't wall bang through multiple penetrations and nothing. Gonna be sprayed down. Ethan's been doing work. More work being done. And Ricky will also take down Stewie. Now it's all up to automatic. 1 on 2. He's been spotted out. What a flick from Ethan!
That is huge. And CLG,
what a monster!
They're going to get 9 on the board now. Cloud9, that was a round that they probably could have won, should have won, needed to win.
And Ethan goes, no, you can't win it.
No.
Ethan has been playing so well, both games.
Up. Well, I mean, Ricky as well opened up that one, really.
True, yes.
He could get that double kill in connector.
It brought the numbers back towards C9. Brought the numbers favor back towards CLG. It was a 3-on-3, and he was still able to stay alive and complete the 2-on-1 clutch alongside with his teammate. So it was a 2-on-3 technically. After I think it was Cutler going the long way around, was taken out by nothing.
Yep, it was. But so Cloud9, they're going to have to default back to just the pistol and armor once more, which so far hasn't worked out so far for them. But they have been getting kills with it, right? So they've been getting close in some rounds. Just CLG been hanging on. We'll see.
Well, it does a little bit of damage to the HE grenade, but rest of Cloud9 do back off wisely to make sure they mitigate most of it. And here comes the wall of smokes and flashes. FNS playing close, allows 1 to drop out. He will dink out automatic. He tries to challenge more, but nothing. And Stewie with the Tech 9s. Close range headshots mean that the CLG resistance will melt.
Well, yeah. Is Cloud9 going to be able to get this round, though? Because CLG, they've been in this position, you know, once or twice when they've been down against an anti-eco, or against an eco, really. And they've been able to bring it back, at least so far on Mirage. But this time, I think this one might be a bit too much out of the way because that smoke really denying those players in shot. Ricky needs to get something done, and he's not. A lot of time ticking away at the moment, and I just don't think CLG is going to be able to retrieve this. They'll probably just back out here and try and save those weapons. Ricky does go down, but overall, good round for Cloud9. They needed it.
But a very poor B-side hold as well, where they do let the ball drop a little bit as Ethan and Kusta combine together. Lots of damage done, but they still lose the they still lose one of the rifles. That's all right, I guess, because it's
better than
still...
allowing Cloud. I think that's better than allowing Cloud9 to go through to this round with all those guns.
True.
Because CLG, oh, I thought they had more money than that actually. So maybe it's not. I thought they were going to be able to rebuy here. So it's just going to be a pretty shoddy buy from C9 and no buy really at all from CLG.
This could still be a good half for C9. They could take
Definitely.
6 rounds and that's serviceable, but for CLG, one more round. They're in double digits and it's a good start. And Shroud going to be opening up on A site with the entry kill. There's no one else there, so I think Kusta will just play in an angle, try to get a pick, give a gun over towards one of his fellow teammates and just try to save an AK in the next round.
Bit of a shame for Kusta to be over on the B site there. He would have loved to have been over on A. Maybe just holding from CT, looking down in A main. Might have been able to get something, but it's, I think, too far gone right now.
And Ethan was just trying to sneak through the edge of the smoke to try to find just a cheeky kill. It's not going to work out. And well, Ricky's been boosted up with Desert Eagle. If he can get even a single pick, then CLG can swarm upon the weapon and try to keep it for the next round. But otherwise, the aim of the game right now is to keep Kusta alive.
Yep.
Not only with the AWP, but kit, armor, and smoke. A lot of money on just a single player.
Yeah, I don't think Cloud9's going to be getting him here. He's all the way in the back of B site next to the van. They're all over on the A-bomb site. Not really much time to hunt him down either. So Shroud just watching the bomb here, making sure no one's going to go for a sneaky defuse. It's obviously not going to be the case. CLG content to let this one go. They'll go through to the next round with that AWP.
Yeah, and all the other players with the pistols not going to be able to find any opportunities. But this should be a buy, admittingly a poor buy, but Kusta can drop an M4 for FNS. But he has to tighten up that the B side hold, should I say, because FNS has dropped the ball a little bit towards these last couple of rounds. 4 spies, cracking it open. And it's not even as if there's short pressure coming forward in these rounds. It's just simple B side push where they can't hold it off.
Well, maybe not going to be simple to hold anything off right now in this one for CLG because this buy, it is leaving a bit to be desired. Not many utilities, a couple of FAMASas, so it's tough for CLG. It was going along very, very nicely for them, but all of a sudden C9 are kind of back in the driver's seat, really. And if C9 can close this round out, CLG back on again another force buy in the last round of the half. It is very possible that this is going to go to 9-6, at which point you'd be thinking, well, C9 have actually done a pretty good job.
Yeah, and Ricky trying to find member on the cross, not going to work out. Wall of Smoke's doing the job, blocking the vision. And Ethan did give up CD connector control, and Cutler actually will take down automatic at top mid. So the lurker for Cloud9 is no longer. Smokes are now fading. There's only flashbangs and a single Molotov for Cloud9 to work with. No, okay, the single smoke and Cutler as Ethan's going to be pushing in and walks into resistance, but Ricky and Ethan will do well to get the trades forward. Now it's on the Shroud. He gets one, but he can't get the second. This is a good win for CLG.
It's a huge win, yeah. The defuse comes across from the guy with the kit.
Cutler goes, get off it, Ethan. I want the points.
It's mine. I need those MVPs. I want to rank up.
They don't get any MVP points in ECA.
Oh, no.
They get the RWS.
How do you rank up then?
You get the RWS. You get the R-dubs.
Don't talk to me about RWS. It triggers me.
Is it because mine is double yours?
Maybe.
It leaves it very open to interpretation. Anyone out there can still think either we're the best players or we're the worst players.
The worst players.
Or in between.
Well,
we're just average
I think we'll
CSGO.
leave that up to the imagination.
We're just average CSGO players.
I mean, I'm maybe not that good, to be honest. But anyway, CLG, 10 on the board. They're looking very, very good right now. If they can get this last round, make it 11. Well, when we were suddenly speaking of 9-6, now thinking about 11-4, CLG will be feeling pretty happy. C9, yeah, they have a big second half ahead of them, even if they do get this round.
And Ricky, this flashbang could be so crucial. This timing, he needs to catch out automatic. It does lots of damage. He still can't get the kill. Oh, he does drop the ball a little bit, but he's still alive. And, well, Ethan will pay the price for not watching a ramp because Stewie does what Stewie wants. He'll just come forward and get the first headshot. Automatic has snuck underneath the window vent, and it's not going to be checked out just yet. Automatic's waiting for the smoke to fade, but Cutler will be able to seize upon the timing. They know he's in ladder, but there's nothing they can really do as the rest of CLG just secure CT to make sure Cloud9 cannot push any deeper in.
All right, so they must wait for the rotation to come across here before they try and go for it. Oh, Ricky's decided to go for it, and he's going to be punished by Shroud. Skadoodle watching the line as well. They know where FNS is. This is all going wrong. Counter Logic Gaming, they've gone in one by one. And that's not good. Cloud9 should probably be able to close it out from here. Kusta, maybe he can go do something crazy with that AWP, but he doesn't have much time to work with. And Shroud runs out of bullets.
It's a bit awkward.
That is a bit awkward, but it's not going to cost Cloud9 too much, I don't think. Kusta will go down to Stewie. So a little disappointing there for CLG. They would have wanted 11-4. It was a 4v3 retake. They could have definitely pulled it off, but it was a little bit messy in the end there. So we find ourselves at 10-5. It's
good round.
It's good for CLG, but it's not going to be enough to just be like, okay, well, we've basically won the map already, right?
Yeah, absolutely
They
not.
need to work in the second half here.
Well, we saw even on Train, for example, where it was a 14-1 lead for Renegades earlier on today against SK Gaming, and they still lost so many more rounds. So it's never a certain thing. You can win your CT half and go, look, we put so many rounds on the board, but as soon as you go, oh, we've done our job, we can kind of kick back and relax, you know, our day's over. That's when trouble starts, because Cloud9 are not going to give up until the final point has been reached. And that was evident on Cache, where there were a couple of match points for CLG. Cloud9 did not relent.
It feels as though it's going to be similar, though, here on Mirage, right? I would expect CLG get relatively close to a match point, or maybe even get to match point, and then we'll see C9 really just starting to fight for it. And again, it's going to be hard for CLG to close this one out. They probably do need to win the pistol round, I think, and start off with a good side here, because if they allow Cloud9 just back into it really quite easily, that's going to be all the pressure almost released from C9. They can really just start to focus on doing their job.
I think it'd be, if CLG are able to take the pistol, they should be able to take the victory quite convincingly. But if Cloud9 are able to take the pistol on the back of this aggression from Stewie as well, well, we could be in for another long match between these two. Ethan just waiting for Cloud9 to push at him. Stewie waiting for Ethan to push. It's just a little bit of just waiting around, time ticking away, and Ethan will eventually back off, decides, nah, it's not worth risking it. Bombs towards B. Don't want to give up my life just so easily. And Stewie is going to push in for information and go, they're not in pallets. It's going to be a B site, guys. Stack towards B.
There's one player still hanging around. That's FNS. So he could cause some problems, but we'll see what he can do. He's the one with the utilities.
So he's the fake. So.
It's going to make sense really here for C9. The more Stewie can push around here, the more information he gathers, the more Cloud9 is going to be aware of what is going on. But CLG, oh, they're actually rotating back over to the A bomb site through the underpass. And so good hold here so far from CLG. To be able to move their way back over to the A site.
They'll go for the plant, but they're not aware of Stewie, who can go huge right now. There's the first headshot, and oh, great reactions coming out from Cutler to get the dink on towards Stewie. But the bomb plant is in the open, and CLG, Cutler trying to retreat back towards Tetris, is not allowed to from Nothing, and Ethan will be able to take down the last member from CD Connector, and now Nothing going on the defuse, but he doesn't have the kit. They had to stick at it for 10 seconds, and Ethan just dancing around buying time. But great shot from Stewie, but Kusta also answering, and well, Nothing's going big, and Ricky needs to stop the diffuser eventually. Oh. An automatic, what a shot. What a shot on 1 HP.
Yeah, and they needed that. They really needed that. CLG became so close, but not close enough. You have to feel maybe Ricky pushed that a little bit too hard.
He didn't know that Nothing didn't have a kit.
Right.
That's why. He thought that Nothing had the kit, and that's why he jumped on it with desperation.
Yeah. Now,
that
CLG,
is how...
what do? They got the bomb down, so they can buy next round. So I assume they're just going to eco this out. Yeah, just pistols. It's fair enough.
Peter 50s in a single flashbang to try to breach their way in towards A site. Kusta only with a Glock, so it signifies to me that they can try to buy the AWP in the next round. Kusta may be able to afford it, actually, but without any armor. Whether or not it's a good decision is a different story. They do just crawl onto the A site. Nothing will be pressured out. Good HE grenade, though, can do a chunk of damage. Not only does 1 damage towards Ricky. There's no smoke on the cross, though. Should mean a quick cleanup for Cloud9, but Ricky gets 1, Ricky gets 2! He can go for more!
Oh, no.
But it's Kusta with a Glock.
This is bad. Off. This is bad for Cloud9. If they lose this round, then things are going to go bottoms up, and we might see CLG again starting to storm away.
Dear.
But yeah, this is looking like it is going to go the way of CLG. Shroud, well, 1 versus 4. It's possible. Are we going to Reddit? I don't know. Probably not. It's too hard. It's too much.
I think Cloud9 just internally singing, how could this happen to me?
Do you want to sing it?
I'll just wait until Shroud eventually does fall.
And then you'll sing it?
Potentially. Might do it for the fans on the stream.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
You want to get some
Would you sing?
fangirls?
Would you sing? Oh, I won't have as many fangirls as you.
Oh, really?
You're the real famous Elfish guy.
Oh, yeah?
I'm just a nobody.
Uh-huh.
I'm just a caster.
Just a caster.
Just a
Hashtag
caster.
just a caster.
Just a caster. But Shroud will escape with his life. But Ricky doing damage to 5 enemies.
What a god.
What a play. And that was on the back of no armor.
Yep. Well, that's
That's an uncharacteristic mistake from C9, but that was a beautiful flashbang from CLG,
Yep.
and Ricky to capitalize on it. Big place.
And it really puts them in a good spot here now because 4 rifles, the UMP as well. Cloud9 have gotten together a shoddy buy. UMPs, Deagle, P250. It's not something you would be definitely wanting to roll out into this round with. That grenade's going to be good too. Does a bit of damage to Shroud.
Puts
No
him down
complaints
towards
there.
51, and I think Shroud will be complaining.
Maybe.
I'm a little bit sore.
He's still alive. He'll be fine.
Yeah, he
Suck
can
it
still
up.
do damage. I mean,
Suck it up.
the amount of times that low HP clutches have occurred in this game, too many. Shroud looking to go aggressive with the Desert Eagle. As CLG just playing passive. They're playing back and wanting Cloud9 to push towards them, but Cloud9 just getting a little bit aggressive, but not too overly aggressive. They're just playing close angles with the pistols.
CLG not really even peeking into anything. They have got a little bit of a look into mid now. Kusta has crossed to the top mid. But apart from that, they haven't got much map control. So it must be, I guess, really just committing to this B site. I don't know, maybe they set up a few smokes and flashbangs and just bust their way out there. It's doable.
Very slow, though, and
That's
the
fine.
longer the time ticks away, though, it just makes me feel that Cloud9 can win this.
Yeah, particularly now there's boost here from Automatic. You know, if they get down to a last-second plant, he's going to be able to shut that down very, very easily. So it's now or never, really, as far as I'm concerned, for CLG. They need to make their way out. The Molotov's coming into Van. That's going to force Skadoodle out. No, it's not. It's still sitting there, and Ethan does get the kill, but Automatic, he's given away his position. He's
What a
actually
shot.
got 2. And Cutler now getting a very, very low Shroud.
Well, it was a
In the
bit
end,
scary.
FNS gets it, but yeah, it was close. Bomb's going down now, though, for CLG. That's safe. And Stewie, 1 versus 3.
Welcome to the clutch again, maybe? He had to
Welcome
pull out
to
something
the
pretty big.
jungle. Except he's in the market.
And he's going to back out in towards potentially jungle.
Hmm.
No, he's going to go in towards window instead.
That's no fun. What's the
Do you
song
know?
about
Do you know
windows?
why it was called jungle before? Actually, a bit of trivia.
Okay, go for it.
So, in 1.6,
Yep.
there was, you know, Ivy.
Yep.
Where we love calling Ivy in jungle. There was Ivy on the wall.
Right.
So that's why,
Why don't they call it Ivy then?
I don't know.
Okay.
We just call it jungle because
Riddle me that one.
that is a good question. I don't know.
Why is it called mid?
Why do we call it vines and they call it Ivy?
No, we call it Ivy, don't we?
No, we call it vines.
Oh, I call
Yeah.
it Ivy.
That Ivy is it's because it's you know, out Ivy through middle through CD connector like a speed demon.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so that was where everyone knows Ivy from. It's just like how everyone knows Australians Diggity, where we used to call it vines. I think back in the Source days. But
Producer just asked me why is it called Diggity?
Diggity. I swear I've been over this story as Cloud9 will have a few pistols just in their hands. That is a long history story, actually. I'm not sure if I'm the adequate person to explain the history behind it.
I'm definitely not. But anyway, CLG for now have made their way out onto mid. Kusta's up on the boxes. Hasn't spotted anything. It's another eco really here from Cloud9. I suppose last one wasn't an eco, it was a buy, but this one is an eco. It's Stewie just with the UMP that he saved through. He's kind of like the shining hope, shining light of hope for Cloud9 right now. It's a good nade. Well, not really. It didn't do much. Thought it would do
Skadoodle
more.
does well to neutralize the effect as...
He's got his head armor on.
Oh, he's jumped down. He will be able to get the pick on towards Ricky as well. Finds the AK-47, but Kusta a little bit better. Automatic looking to try to chime in with the Desert Eagle. Won't be able to, and it's all up to nothing if he can pull out something.
Can he pull out something? Surely not in this situation. There must be a trade coming out. And they spot him out, not even needing a trade. FNS cleaning that one up. And so CLG put 13 on the board. It will be time for a buy, though, from Cloud9.
This
First
is
in
a
a few
scoreline
rounds.
would expect if CLG took the pistol.
Yeah.
But for CLG to take the
Lose the
Eco.
pistol and then win the, yeah. That's
Eco
crazy.
with 4 P250s and a single flashbang against Cloud9.
Mm-hmm. Mate,
Big plays.
got to make it happen. And CLG is making it happen, but they need
Dreams
to continue
alive.
that. They need to close this out, really. Like, they can't allow Cloud9 to come back into this after they've done all that hard work and really take this one potentially through to another overtime or even make it close. Because that's what happened on Cache and CLG. They had the chance to... Oh, I mean, at this point, they could have even 2-0'd it if they had won Cache, but... Yeah, just don't let Cloud9 have that sniff, I think, CLG, because it's giving them too much. You need to close this out because they need those points, really.
Cutler, Ricky just making their way towards window, going to be boosting one up, and if... Oh my goodness, Shroud has not spotted this. If Ricky is able to make his way towards jungle, this could spell trouble for the CD defense if they do take down Cutler, but they don't know that Ricky is all the way in jungle. He will get the pick on towards Stewie, and Automatic now under pressure. Does well to get one, tries to spray transfer onto Kusta. Will be able to, but Ethan.
Oh, great shot from Shroud just to shut down Ethan, and he actually gets the other one onto Ricky. Boy, oh boy. I mean, it wasn't a great shot, but it just looked
still
nice.
A good flick.
It was a nice flick, yeah.
I've rated maybe a 7 out of Ethan. It was
7 out of Ethan, huh?
Where Ethan's flick on balcony,
yeah.
that was a pretty sick flick.
That was a sick flick.
7-13, that was a round that Cloud9 needed. And they receive just a little bit more of a blessing. They still have, it's not a good buy, still 2 UMPs.
In saying that, though, if they lose this round, it's game over, really. More or less.
Maybe.
Stop waving your hands around.
Maybe. Just maybe. That's all I'm saying. It's a game of...
I know, it could happen. Oh, Scoodle spotted out Kusta.
Because if Skadoodle just gets to pick every single time, if they're able to hold on to their bomb sites, before you know it, Cloud9 could come back and Ricky jumps up. He's been spotted out by Skadoodle, but Skadoodle will back off. Takes a little bit of damage from the HE grenade, but that's okay. Cloud9 still have the player advantage, and they're still able to try to take the victory.
Slow going again from CLG. They do have a lot of control in mid, and I think they boosted another one. Yeah, up into window. It's Ricky again. He did a good job from that position last time. Nothing is watching the angle, but not dedicated to watching the angle. So if Ricky chooses the timing right here, he could just peek around that corner and nothing's going to be in trouble. Problem is for Ricky, though, he's on 45 HP and should be an easy kill.
I think Nothing knows this is going to be a possibility. He will take down FNS quite easily, and Ethan coming across. Oh, big spray down coming in from Nothing. Eventually, Ricky does shut down the killing spree, but the damage has already been done, and Cutler, they know where Cutler is, and there is nothing he can do. Oh, he actually gets a headshot against Automatic. I guess that's something, but Shroud says no with the Org once again, and Cloud9, round after round, slowly chipping their way back in.
Attack pause time. Who is it going to be? CLG? Yeah. Makes sense. They've got a lot of attack pauses up their sleeve here, so they may as well. All right, just you lose a couple of rounds in a row.
Just talk about issues.
Let's talk. They may be deciding whether or not they want to invest into this round. They have Cutler with 7.3k, Ethan 4.7, Ricky 4.4, and then FNS and Kusta are sitting about 2.8 each. So it's going to be, someone's going to have a bit of a wiggle room here, but it's doable.
I reckon what you do, get FNS and Kusta to go full eco, drop them pistols, and then Cutler just have armor and maybe a couple of smoke and flashes and just try attacking the A site or B site. No point in fully investing in this round.
Right.
Don't stack your eggs in the low probability baskets. Put them in towards or invest them in high probability and then try to succeed on those baskets, which is your AWPs, your AKs, your diversity of utilities.
That doesn't seem to be the way that the meta is going at the moment, though.
No, and CLG don't do it anyway,
yeah.
so...
We almost always see a force. Like, when we can get a force, there's a force. And that's what Counter Logic Gaming have done here. It's not really a bad force, to be honest. Like, it's 4 AKs and a Tech 9, it's definitely workable.
It just feels like, to me, it'd be better if they invest low in pistols, make sure they can get the AWP in the hands of Kusta. Just try to use the Tech 9s just to suss out weaknesses in the Cloud9 lineup. We saw how much damage the pistols can do with the P250s. Well, regardless, they will be forcing up with AKs as well as all head armor. Decent set of utility. They have 4 smoke grenades still to work with and 3 Molotovs, but just feels like may not have been the smartest decision. If it works out, sure. It's just probability-wise, I would have liked CLG going, all right, AWP, 4 AKs, and we're going to hit here.
Yeah. Oh, well, we'll see how this one goes for CLG. It's definitely still a round which they can win. They've won with less. That is for sure. Cloud9, it just feels as though they've started to get the ball rolling a little bit on the CT side, and so CLG, yeah, there we go. Like Shroud, he just gets 2, Automatic getting 1. Might even get another here. Not quite, but it was close. It's almost a complete shutout, really, from C9.
Yeah, and it's just clean. They only lose a single gun on Automatic. Stewie coming forward. Cutler trying to do as much damage as possible, but should be eventually killed by Skadoodle. No! Wow! Okay. This is suddenly opening up. I still don't think Cutler can win this. He's on 10 HP, but he's done significant damage.
And the bomb is miles away. He's going to have to rotate over to it. And that's going to take him another good 15 to even get into the B site.
Yeah, he's going to make a lot of noise as well.
He'll
with
have
nothing
to deal with them. Yeah, there's 2 players there. Like, he can't win this round.
But if he finds the off timing, might be able to get the eliminations.
Yep.
He's coming across slowly but surely. If he checks towards the E-box area, might be able to find the pick, and no, decides not to. Not enough time. He doesn't want to risk the AK-47. It's a good save. And if Shroud actually goes to the wallbang, I'd like to see him go for the wallbang. Go for it. Go for it. No, he's not going to.
Oh, well. An AK through for CLG.
But still, same situation where they're starting to bleed rounds. The tactical pause didn't help out in that round.
Nope.
And CLG just had to invest in basic pistols. Cutler doesn't have any money as well from that loss. And even with 4 rounds, it just means that he won't have enough to purchase in the next round. So they might just have to force armor and tech 9s. No, Kuster and Ethan actually going... Kuster going full eco, so he wants the AWP for the next round.
Yeah, that's fine for CLG. I mean, Cutler can try an entry frag here with the AK, and he's done that, actually. Skadoodle goes down. If he does drop that AK, someone else can pick it up here for CLG. That's the beauty of having it on the T side. You just file in 1 by 1 and each have a go at the AK. But now an AWP in the hand of Kuster. Exactly. So it's starting to work here for CLG. It's obviously not anything locked in at this point, but that's how you start to win an eco round.
You get
take
one
the
pick,
you get the gun, get another pick, get the next gun, see what happens from there.
And they get 4 more picks after the first one.
Yeah, pretty much. Ethan, close angle. And there you go,
there
makes
we
it
have
work. So there's another gun. This is exactly the situation we talked about. And if Cloud9 lose another player without trading it out, it's probably going to be round over. This is the breaking point really for them.
Nothing on Shroud have to step up right now. Nothing will be able to get the first pick on towards FNS, but Shroud only able to go 1 for 1, and
there you go.
This may be it. This is just such a really poor drop from C9. They've been playing so well in the buy rounds, and arguably one of the easier rounds where there was minimal investment from CLG. CLG able to come forward and get the bomb down. Not over yet, though. Automatic still has a flash and HE to work with, and he spotted out 1 towards CT. Ethan decides, best not to challenge. They don't have any armor, and Kuster with AWP just locking down the Tetris line. No smoke as Kuster does miss the shot. Automatic just trapped between 2 mines. And if he stuck it, maybe actually been able to get the defuse.
That would have been interesting, but doesn't look like he's going to be able to win this round from here on out. Yeah, he's used up way too much time. I guess he's going to challenge the AWP on the way out. No.
Kuster wants no part. He wants to take the AWP successfully towards the next round, and CLG might as well just go on the full eco for the next round because they can't win the buys. They can win the forces, or just even the bare investment in pistols.
Yeah.
They can't take the buy round, so
I don't know.
Well, Cloud9, they barely have any money in the bank. CLG were just able to do damage time and time again. And now we're heading on to potentially near match point. CLG can't let this round drop.
No, absolutely not. Cloud9 as well, they can't afford really to let this one drop because their buy is going to be pretty bad in the next round as well if they do lose this one. And you could basically think if they lose this, it's going to be heading towards a 16-9. But that is going to be down to CLG in this round here. If they can make this one work with the full buy, they have to make it work. They can't allow Cloud9 to have so many chances.
Well, once again, Ethan playing even more further back. He was playing close before, playing safe, and now he's playing a mile away as Kuster just making sure land is clean. Automatic does not want to peek. I don't think he should peek as well. He does have presence with Shroud with him, so... But Stewie once again, the danger man. He's pushed A main. He's found out the information. He's also found the bomb. If he takes down FNS, this could be a big turnaround. He will take down FNS, now charging across. Takes down Kuster as well. Automatic does fall and eventually shuts down the killing spree. But with that single play, Stewie, at the very least, equalizes the situation for Cloud9 and tries to give them some space to play with. Ethan though says, no, I'm not going to give you any space, and gets the headshot on towards another Cloud9 member.
Yeah, they really do need this round, CLG. They can't afford to let this slip. It's still clutchable for Cloud9 right now. Nothing. Maybe he can drop the bomb. If he can drop the bomb, or even Shroud can drop the bomb, well, it's going to have to be Shroud now, because nothing's on his own. Well, not on his own. He's in heaven with the rest of his teammates. Shroud's on his own.
And he's got a lot of work to do. He's going to come across, takes down Cutler. Nice elimination coming out. He's going to be chasing down Ethan, who's just hiding towards CT. That is sharp from Ethan. Definitely stepping it up towards the final rounds. And now CLG, match point, and Cloud9, barely anything to work with.
Yep.
Almost nothing. But
as we said, if they lost that round, it was looking like it could be 16-9 here. And that is definitely the direction that we might be headed in, because it's definitely difficult.
Well, it looks like our predictions for once are going to go accurately. We were
maybe
calling a 1-1 if CLG were playing well, and they're just one round away from taking it. Shroud's going to take early damage. Good stuff from CLG, just to apply some early pressure before backing off and just not trying to willy-nilly give some chances away towards Cloud9. The last thing they want to do is give Cloud9 a lifeline for them to grab onto it and take it away. And Shroud doing some damage on towards Ethan. Ethan now down to 16, but an HE grenade perfectly placed. Ricky will find one kill on towards nothing. And Automatic now trapped at Archers. Pressure from FNS, but Kusta with the AWP kill. This may be it for Cloud9, and Counterlogic Gaming racing their way potentially towards finally a map victory, but not if Stewie has anything to say.
Oh, it's tough for Stewie, though. With only a UMP, he'll jump out, takes down FNX, but Cutler is there for the trade. So 16-9 will be the result between CLG and Cloud9. Funny enough, Cloud9, 9. Anyway, CLG win the second map. C9 won the first one, but I think that was a very, very well-played series. Really enjoyed watching that one, and definitely going to be one that might be a good one to go have a look at back again on the VOD.
I reckon just matchday number 18 overall, some great matches. Yep. Just maybe not the Misfits earlier. It was kind of like, Misfits kind of went missing, and we expect a lot more out of them. But Optic definitely showing some dominating form coming on towards both of the maps eventually. And then, well, that cash game will forever go down in, I guess, Pro League history in Australia. Just over here.
Yes, maybe just between you and I, perhaps. But yeah, look, it feels like such a long time ago where we were talking about, obviously, Optic and Misfits. That was the first match of today. And anyway, CLG Cloud9 really delivered. I think that, you know, we came into this one expecting a pretty decent matchup. We weren't sure how well CLG was going to actually be able to take it to Cloud9, but they've definitely answered that. They've definitely been able to pull it off. A fairly convincing result in the second map, and they almost had it on the first map. Like, we could have seen a 2-0 for CLG tonight.
Yeah, but it wasn't to be. Cloud9 did step up just at the right time, and as a result, they were able to take the double overtime victory on Cache. But on Mirage, it was really just a CLG show, just showing just composure. And that's really good to see coming out from CLG, where a lot of the time, a lot of people would say that CLG line up with potential. It's not realized now. It was just 2 maps. It could have been a really, really good day for them where all of them were playing well. They need to continue this form forward. And so far, just judging by their previous results, they are continuing this form.
All right, well, let's go ahead and have a look and see how everything went down today. Check out the main stream as well. 16-3 and 16-11 in the favor of Optic Gaming in our first matchup over against Misfits. And then Cloud9 and CLG splitting one apiece, what we've just seen. SK, well, we thought they were going to get a 2-0 over RNG, but it was a 1-1. And then NRG got the 2-0 over Luminosity. So some surprising results there, I suppose. I would have expected Renegades to have a difficult time against SK. And I thought Luminosity, maybe at least they would be able to challenge more than a 16-2. And even 16-10 is fairly comfortable for NRG. But
NRG probably brought their A game with Breezy and Peter. Must have gone huge. So that was... Because NRG, we saw them yesterday. They were looking a little bit cold. They did lose quite convincingly over towards Renegades, and I believe it was them against Renegades yesterday. But otherwise, NRG versus Luminosity making it look too easy. 16-10, 16-2. So
yeah,
still just a lot of teams in the middle of pack trying to contest their way forward towards the top 6.
Yeah, a lot of them. I mean, really, it's still... obviously, there's quite a few match days left here, but it's really got a lot of shaking up still to be done around that middle of the pack area. We're still expecting Cloud9. We're still expecting SK up towards the top, but anything from there, sort of 3 to even like 7 or 8, is something that can definitely change up heading into the finals. So
well, we saw today with CLG, with CLG lower down the leaderboard, still able to take a victory over Cloud9, one of the best teams
Well, I mean,
in the NA
CLG
division.
CLG was in ninth actually before that
Exactly.
one. So I don't know. We'll have a look at the standings before we do go for a close, and we'll see where they've ended up here. But even down to ninth, like there's a lot of wiggle room for a lot of these teams, and I'm really, I mean, undecided as to who I think is going to come out in the
A
top.
lot of storylines. I mean, I'm still convinced that pretty much, once again, first two positions solidified. It's going to be SK and Cloud9 in my mind, 100%.
Yep.
But for the rest of the teams, from number 3 to number 6, there is going to be, I'd say, 2 map wins or 3 map wins between position number 3 and position number 6. That's how tight this season will be.
Yeah.
Just teams just trading 1-1 apiece where they'll just go blow to blow. And I think it's just partially down to consistency as well. Where CSGO, as a game, you know, you can have a really good day, but sometimes you just have a cold day, and if the other team's playing really well, then you can drop maps. So we saw that probably on Train as well for Renegades, where they did take the victory against SK Gaming. I don't think you could say that Renegades would always be able to 14-1 SK Gaming on one half. It was obviously a very good performance, and then a little bit of a cold performance from SK Gaming.
All right, well, let's take a look at those standings and see where everyone has ended up after this week. SK still at the top, Cloud9 still at the top, and NRG getting themselves into 3rd. I thought they started off at 5th this week, maybe. But regardless, they've got themselves up a little bit higher there as well. Optic still looking okay. CLG with still work to do. Luminosity with work to do. I mean, I think even from Misfits to Liquid, or Misfits to Optic, let's say, any of that can change right now.
Anything between pretty much the 9-win block towards the 10-win block is
I don't see
pretty
Complexity,
much.
Rush, Winterfox, or Selfless really challenging here.
No, unfortunately. Really, it's up to, I guess, Rush, Winterfox, and Selfless to avoid relegation. That's probably their ultimate goal, and just to try to gain some more experience and for next season to rebuild their campaign forward.
Yeah.
But otherwise, for the other teams, for all the ones in the middle, is that they're going to have to try and push themselves hard in the last half of the Pro League.
Yeah, well, speaking of the last half of the Pro League, we do have quite a few more match days coming up, and the next match day just going to be a mainstream one. Cloud9 and Selfless going up there against each other, and then Optic and Luminosity, so one should expect that's some pretty free points really for Cloud9 in that matchup. And Optic, I mean, they could get challenged by Luminosity, but I'm still backing them in that one as well.
They should. I mean, their form today was good against Misfits, and if Luminosity... The good thing about Luminosity is kind of... They're not as cold. I mean, sure, the 16-2 result, I would say that's NRG playing a lot better than Luminosity playing poorly. Luminosity generally as a lineup, they perform solidly.
Yep.
You don't expect huge performances, but you don't normally expect very cold performances. They're very... I guess just consistent, which is good.
We need to see a little bit more consistency perhaps from a lot of the teams, but that's going to be it from us tonight. We have had a very, very long day of the Pro League here, but it's been a fantastic one. Definitely go have a look at that first map between C9 and CLG. We are going to go away and say goodnight, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a good one.